Another episode of Sports Break with Jake. This week I'll be talking about Tiger Woods' recent victory in the Masters, and I'll be bringing on Cole Sherman to talk about if college athletes should be paid. This past weekend, Tiger Woods took on the Masters at Augusta National Golf Course. This past weekend, Tiger shot more aggressively than he does in the past because he realized that he needed to keep up with these younger guys, and he ended up shooting 14 under par in this tournament. And many other golfers look up to him because he is such a great guy and he is a mentor to all these other players. This past weekend, he received his 5th green jacket, which is his 15th major tournament victory. And many people are asking, is Tiger back? And I think that Tiger Woods is back, and I think he's here to stay, and he's going to be on top for this sport for a while because he is one of the most experienced players in this sport. I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited to see Tiger back because I used to watch him whenever I was younger, and he used to be such a great player back in the day, and with this recent slump that he has lately, it is nice to see him back performing at a high level. A couple weeks ago, Virginia's men's basketball team won the national championship, which brought a close to March Madness. With all the revenue that they bring in, the question comes up, should college athletes be paid? And I'm going to bring in Cole Sherman to talk about that.
Hey guys. So, 60% of D1 and D2 athletes don't get scholarships. This leaves 4 of every 10 college athletes to be left with having to pay normal tuition.
On top of having to train year-round for their sport, athletes also have to balance their classes.
This leads to an ultimate stress level of having to deal with team activity and work in the classroom.
The NCAA brings in more than $1 billion a year just from the tournament.
This revenue is all brought in due to the players and them who are putting on the show at no cost. And as goes for us two here, we both believe that college athletes should be paid.
Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to check out Emily Hood's The Hood Report and Dylan Lauer's Hour with Lauer tomorrow.
And make sure to check out my recent boys golf story on FHN Game Day.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Hey guys, welcome to an Hour with Lauer. Well, actually, it's only a couple of minutes. Today, we'll be talking about the boys varsity volleyball team and their recent game against Francis House Central, Athlete of the Week, and a look at some scores from this week. The boys volleyball team headed to Francis House Central after taking a stunning loss to Fort Zumwalt West 5 days prior. The Knights were in a very competitive set to start the match with the Spartans, but ended with Avery Ward hitting that dump to take that 25-23 victory in the first set, but sadly got dominated in the second set, 25-13. But this didn't seem to shake the Knights at all as they pulled themselves together and captured the win 25-22, defeating the Spartans and improving to 10 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties on the season. Next, this week's Athlete of the Week will be going to a new record holder here at Francis Howe North, and she goes by the name of Heavenly Nichols. The girls were down 6-11 with 18 minutes to go in the game when Heavenly Nichols put the team on her back, scoring 7 straight goals. But sadly, the girls still fell to Howe 13-14. But Heavenly shattered Brianna Schmidt's previous record by scoring 10 goals in a single game. There is endless possibilities for this junior. Finally, we will now be going over some scores and some games that have happened throughout this week. So let us go to the graphic right here and show you that tennis defeated Howell 8-1. Oh my goodness, domination. Love to see that and love to beat Howell. And again, the girls lacrosse team were on a comeback against Parkway Central but fell short, yet again losing 12-11. And finally, probably the most impressive victory of this week is the baseball team defeating Vianney 2-1 in a great pitching performance by Nolan Hudson. Well, hope you guys like that new graphic I just did. Thanks to Audrey Dickerver for teaching me how to do it. comment below if you liked it. Well, that's all for me, guys. Make sure to subscribe and check out Audrey Dickerber's video, Northside News, which drops every Monday. And if you missed it, tune in to Emily Hood's video, The Hood Report, which dropped last Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in to An Hour with Lauer. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Emily Hood and welcome back to FHNtoday TV here on The Hood Report. On this week's episode, we will be discussing the released version of Special Counsel Mueller's report, the bombings in Sri Lanka on Easter weekend, and the next challengers for the Blues in the Stanley Cup playoff run. Special Counsel Robert Mueller released a redacted version of his 448-page report to Congress on Thursday, causing major questions about obstruction of justice performed by President Trump. Mueller outlines instances on potential obstruction of justice, but does not say whether or not a crime is committed, indicating that he thinks Congress should act as a prosecutor in this case and make the decision. The report looks at various potential acts of obstruction of justice, including the firing of FBI Director James Comey, efforts to remove the special counsel and confine his investigation, and efforts to force the Attorney General to take control of the Russia investigation. At this time, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has advocated for a more cautious approach from Democrats on potential impeachment hearings, but already some of the 2020 Democratic candidates like Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris have come out in favor of impeachment. After this report comes out, Congress is going to be forced to make some tough decisions, and the House Judiciary Committee will be the first to decide whether or not impeachment should take place. A series of coordinated explosions went off in Sri Lanka on Easter Sunday, killing over 300 and injuring over 500. The attack was carried out by a local Islamic militant group, but they were expected to have international assistance. The Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack, and it is deemed as retaliation for the Christchurch mosque shootings that happened in New Zealand earlier this year, according to the State Minister for Defense of Sri Lanka. As for the U.S., Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has condemned these attacks, saying that radical Islamic terrorism is still a threat. And for a bit of lighter news this episode, the Blues have advanced to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Guys, I mean, I know I've been talking about the Blues a lot in the show recently, but how can you not talk about them? They're playing so well. In the first round, the Blues faced the Winnipeg Jets, who are known for their very loud home crowd and their notorious whiteout games. The Blues had an impressive start to the series. They won the
Let's meet your starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Vikings, their head coach, Mr. Brady Demling. In goal, 00, Riley Griffith. Number 7, Kristen Grazer. Number 8, Maggie Duggan. Number 9, Olivia Bunton. Number 10, Rachel Jackson. Number 12, Kelsey Kehoe. Number 17, Zoe Houston. Number 18, Bailey Vermilly. Number 21, Natalie Jackson. Number 22, Lexi Porcia. And number 23, Riley Casey. Now let's meet your starting lineup for your Howell North Knights, coached by Mr. Mark Olwick. In goal, Jessica Gillen. Number 5, Lauren Shaw. Number 7, Brenna Rutherford. Number 8, Julia Christensen. Number 9, Courtney Arena. Number 11, Paige Vanek. Number 14, Megan Crane. Number 18, Bria Hamilton. Number 21, McKenna Davis. Number 22, Abby Miller. And number 25, Karen Pete. Now, if you would please rise, gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming to tonight's live stream. Today's matchup is between the Francis Howell Vikings, who come in with a record of 9-6-1, and your Francis Howell North Knights coming in with a record of 8-8. I'm here with Cole Sherman. Cole, what do you think the Knights need to do in order to come through with a victory?
Well, Jacob, as you said, it's a great night for some soccer here, Francis Howell North. The Knights coming at this one right at 8-8, but hung with the Vikings so far as a only previous meeting this year. They lost 1-2 in a close game, so I expect the same result tonight as we get things ready to begin here. Knights, they have a good chance of winning this. Key players, Julia Christensen, Abby Miller, both committed to St. Louis University, so they can put some action for the offense. Knights have a great chance of this one.
And also a key defender for this Knights team is Lauren Shaw, who has committed to Arkansas State.
Yes, indeed. If she can stop the Howell Vikings from scoring, keeping Abby and Julia with plenty of opportunities on their side of the field, Knights should be able to convert here as we get ready to get on their way here.
The Knights is Bria Hamilton feeding it. Kicking off for the Knights was Bria Hamilton, who fed it to Abby Miller. Karen Pete with the ball, trying to feed it to Brenna Rutherford, but just a bit outside.
Big key in this. Big key in this one is Knights can keep the ball on their side, allow them opportunities to get things going on the offensive side. They have a good chance here as Abby Miller looks to win the ball is taken.
Olivia Button with the ball.
Good cross there. How the shot on goal, and that one's wide.
Knights awarded the free kick. Looks like Karen Pete will be taking it for the Knights. Trying to feed it to Lauren Shaw. Sends it to Arena. Arena with the ball again. Shaw feeding Brenna Rutherford. Feeds it off to Julia Christensen. Running down the sideline. Julia Christensen has to do something with it here soon. It was awarded a goal kick to the Howell Vikings.
Christensen not happy with that one as got just shy of a a corner kick there. Howell looks to kick it off here.
Trying to feed it to number 10, but straight to the Knights. Bannock with the ball, feeding it to Arena. Natalie Jackson feeds it to number 7.
Missed opportunity there for the Vikings as offside was called there, as Knights will retain possession.
Looks like Karen Pete will be taking the free kick again for the Knights. Looking for Rutherford, but goes straight to number 7 again. Shaw with the ball, feeds it to Pete. Christensen with the ball, feeds it to Miller. Pass to Bria Hamilton. Oh, missed opportunity there for the Knights. Number 22, Lexi Portia with the ball.
Things pretty neutral here. Start off, both teams looking to convert passes in the offensive sides here, but unable to convert as that ball is forced out of bounds by Warren Shaw.
Throw in by number 23, Riley Casey, coming up here in a second. Straight to Miller and kicked out of bounds again for another Vikings throw-in. Casey with the ball again, feeds it to number 12, Kehoe. Long cross there, but straight to Crane. Little back and forth action between Vanek and Crane. Tries to feed it to Arena, but turned over to the Vikings. Number 7, Christian Gracie, trying to do something for the Vikings here. Shot just wide of the goal. That's already 2 shots here for the Vikings tonight. What do the Knights have to do in order to get this ball out of their defensive end?
Well, defense needs to be sharp and doing a pretty good job of keeping opportunities out, like you said. However, there has been a couple shots on goal, but nothing too close within good probabilities of going in here, as Pete with the kick out to Rutherford.
Back to Shaw, up to Christensen. Christensen, a very aggressive player on this Knights team. Ball's turned over to the Vikings. Number 22, Lexi Portia with the ball. Turns it over right to the Knights. Miller with the ball. Passes it back to Shaw. Little back and forth action here in the defensive end of the Vikings. Nice through ball there for the Vikings. Pete playing great defense, and it looks like it's kicked out of the back. Oh, but it's awarded to the Knights for a goal kick. Looks like Megan Crane did suffer a little injury there, but it looks like she's back and ready to go. Pete taking the free kick for the Knights again here.
Knights midfield's struggling to get the ball to their attackers here early on here. Watch for that as be a key part, as looks to be a foul call. It'll be Vikings ball.
Free kick will be taken by number 22, Lexi Portia. Feeds it to number 10. Vikings keeping a really good job of keeping it in the Knights' defensive area. But it looks like it was an offsides call on the Vikings.
Right around the 8-minute mark here into this first half. Both teams a little quiet to get things going here, but expect some action as we reach deeper into this matchup.
Pete taking the free kick for the Knights again. Looking for Miller. Goes to Vanek. Vanek tries to get a through ball up there to Bria Hamilton.
Good header there by Hamilton.
Olivia Bunton kicks it out of bounds for the Vikings.
Bunton leads the Hal Vikings in points so far this season, so look for her to be a key factor into this matchup.
It's like Crane is taking the throw in for the Knights, looking for Arena. Turned over to the Vikings. Good stoppage there by Lauren Shaw.
Rutherford
Feeds it to Julia Christensen. Looking for the through ball to Bria. But rolls out of bounds, which awards the Vikings another throw-in.
started with the great windage of ball there by Lauren Shaw. Unable to convert on the offensive side, but that's what you like to see if you're a Frenchtown North Knight fan right there.
Casey with the throw-in to number 18. Gillen picks up the ball. Good kick to Abby Miller, who feeds it to Hamilton and tries to give it back, but it is turned over to the Vikings. Crossover to Portia. Feeds it to number 10. Gets by the defense, looking for the cross, and picked up by Gillen again.
Great defense there by Megan Crane as she got her foot there to allow the goalkeeper to easily stop that one to prevent the Vikings from getting on the board here. Kicks out here, that's way short. With the ball strike, that one's in for number 17, Zoe Houston. As that all started with Knights goalkeeper with a short kick out, and she took advantage with that one, and she was out of place and put that one in the top corner to give the Vikings a 1-0 lead.
With 30 minutes left in this first half, what do the Knights have to do?
Well, as you said, they have to keep up the offensive opportunities here. Don't let that one get down. It was a unfortunate mishappening there for the Knights, but very capable of getting some offensive action here as Shaw moves up the midfield.
Looking for Hamilton. Gives it to Vanek. Stopped by number 8, Maggie Duggan.
Ball's clear there. The headbutt and that Christensen falls there as the whistle's called by the bright green official. Kick out will be taken by Abby Miller.
Miller, one of the senior captains on this team, is along with Karen Pete and Bria Hamilton.
Good ball there. But the goalkeeper has no problem with securing that one. As she looks for the kickoff there. She's looking like she was looking for Christensen there, but unable to get ahead on that one. Shaw clears. Christensen looks for the 50-50 ball as that one's headed. Christensen steals, looks for the cross. The goalie will be there for no problem on that one. Little mishap by the Viking defender. What'd you see on that one, Jacob?
I saw very good aggressive play by Christensen, which needs to be kept up throughout this matchup if they want to score a goal sometime here soon.
Ball bounces both of them as Rutherford carries back and drops it back to Shaw. Shaw looks to move up towards Christensen. Christensen finds Rutherford on the wing. Fakes. Looks for the cross there to Hamilton, and that one's cleared by the Vikings. Hamilton to Vanek. Vanek with a strike. That one's just wide there. Great little 1-2 passes there by the Knights attack. That's what you like to see here in this first half. Get things going on the offensive side.
Knights looking more aggressive here now that the Vikings have scored early on in this first half.
Again for the Vikings, number 14, Brady.
kick out there. Good header by Shaw. Excuse me, Arena.
Shaw looking for Arena. Turned over to the Vikings defender, Casey.
Good ball up there to midfield as Vikings look. Good ball there to number 14 on the wing. 2-on-2 here. Shot saved by the Knights.
The Vikings really taking advantage of these fast break scoring opportunities, but they were not quite able to put it away there that time. Christensen with the ball. Rutherford.
Ball cleared out by Shaw there as Rutherford passes it back out. Christensen looking to win the ball as she has two guys on her. Miller looks to kick out. Vikings lead here 1-0 with 26 minutes left to play in the first half. Ball's deep. Christensen looks to... That one's out of... Ball is out there, and looks like the Vikings will take possession.
Shaw with the ball. Good through ball to Hamilton. Megan Crane with the ball. Good defense by number 17, Zoe Houston, for the Vikings.
Gillen looks to come out here on this one as she clears for the Knights.
Good clear by Gillen there.
Cleared there.
Lexi Portia with the ball. Feeds it to number 12, Kehoe. Throw-in awarded to the Vikings. Looks like Lexi Portia will be taking this throw-in for the Vikings. Tries to feed it to number 14, Brown. Weaving through the defense. Looks like an opportunity here. Stopped by Karen Pete. Good clear by Pete.
Good clear there by the defense to prevent this to a one matchup. That one's stolen. Up the midfield here for the Knights. Looks to cross. Cuts back. And that ball's cleared by Vikings as they look to give it up to number 9 for the Vikings. And it looks like there's a whistle called there. That's Olivia Bunton on that one, offsides.
Davis with the free kick for the Knights. Crosses it over to Shaw. Number 9, Olivia Button. Very aggressive there. Feeded up to Hamilton. Turned over to the Vikings.
Another call there. Miller is not like that one as the Vikings will retain possession. Ball there by Hamilton. She looks in the midfield. That one's taken out by Shaw. Shaw looks up. Feeds it to Arena as she chips it to Rutherford. Rutherford to Christensen. Christensen with the clear cross, and that one taken by the Vikings.
Picked up easily there for the Vikings goalkeeper.
Good header there by Miller. Christensen wins the ball right at the 30-yard line. That's intercepted by the Vikings as they look for the ball. And if she's on, Button's got a ball. That one's cleared by Jessica Gillen. Out by Olivia Button, and the Knights will regain possession.
Smart play there by Shaw to use that Vikings midfielder to gain possession there.
Arena getting pushed around, trying to get possession. It's Natalie Jackson passes that over. Good ball there, but Christensen was unable to get that one. Rutherford to Arena. Shaw looks at the ball, and Martinez, and that one's short. The freshman will get back to a fellow freshman, goalkeeper Jessica Gillen, as she clears it right back, and that's another missed ball there. Knights able to recover from that one. Almost another opportunity for the goal as Vanek out with that one. Vanek looks to get the ball to Christensen. Christensen up the field. Cuts back. Tries to get a shot off. That one's deflected. Rutherford. And that one's saved by Riley Griffith. No trouble there.
The Knights really need to clean up on the mistakes for the remainder of this half because they've had a couple costly ones here early on.
Missed the header there by McKenna.
Foul on the Vikings. Looks like McKenna Davis will be taking this free kick for the Knights. Feeds it to Shaw. Shaw feeds it to Hamilton. Knocked over.
She looks to get the call, and she will. A little bit of push off. Hamilton not liking that one. Neither is Coach Olwig. This is an opportunity for the Knights to get something going on the offense. As Miller looks to kick this one out. She scorches that one out, and she went for some miracle there.
And for the Vikings, number 16, Julie Steiger, and number 19, Taylor Kirkpatrick.
Intercepted by the Vikings there, number 23, Casey. Kicked out by the Vikings. Looks like Shaw will be taking this throw-in for the Knights. Another throw-in awarded for the Knights. Looks like Shaw will be taking this one again. Feeds it to Rutherford. Crosses it. Intercepted by the Vikings.
18 minutes left at this one.
Davis tracking down that ball. Tries to feed it to Crane. Gives it to Miller. Passes it to Vanek.
Missed opportunity for the Knights there is cleared out to Bria Hamilton.
Intercepted by the Vikings by number 21, Jackson.
Arena looking for the interception there. As that one's a good chip there if it stays in. That's the monkey. Cleared away there.
Kicked out the back by the Vikings. Looks like Pete will be taking this free kick for the Knights. Missed opportunity there for the Vikings. Pete with the free kick, looking for Vanek. Intercepted by the Vikings. Vanek playing good on-ball defense.
Good chip there. Shaw's out of place there. If she's unable to get that one, and that'll be a free kick for the Knights. Good ball there, but unable to regain possession to have any sort of crossing that one. Pete will look to kick this one out as we have 15 minutes left in this first half. It looks like it's a sub.
And for the Vikings, number 8, Maggie Duggan.
And for the Vikings, number 8, Maggie Duggan. Taken out was Zoe Houston.
That one's looked to be by Brenna Rutherford, and that one's kicked out by the Vikings. Shaw looks to throw this one in. Intercepted there by Catherine Ealer. Knights up pace here. Shaw looks to throw to Rutherford, and that one's kicked out, but Knights will retain ball. Knights unable to get out of the midfield there. What do Knights have to do to get some scoring chances here at the end of this first half?
The Knights need to play more aggressive defense because it seems like they're just letting the Vikings walk right by them, but as soon as they get in their defensive zone, they decide to pick it up. They need to play more aggressive defense in the midfield, as Shaw is doing right now. Cleared by the Vikings. Pete to Rutherford.
Shaw looks to the middle field as that one pops over Arena's head as she looks to 50-50 ball. That's won by the Knights. Back out to Megan Crane. Christensen turns. Opportunity here for the Knights as Christensen gets pushed around there as she finds the ground as Miller looks to get something going here. Cleared by the Vikings. Christensen looks good ball there by Rutherford. Rutherford with the goal! Great ball there by Christensen to knock things up at 1 apiece. Great depth on that one as Christensen finds the back of the net here to get things tied up at 1.
Our goal scored by number 7, Brenna Rutherford.
In for the Knights is Ella Manthe and Elena Furch, taking out Julia Christensen and Bria Hamilton. Also in for the Knights is Molly Scott, who's taking out Paige Vanek.
Great ball there from Christensen to knot things up 1 apiece, and Rutherford was able to find the back of the net as the sophomore duo ties things up at 1.
Don't know who the Vikings were looking for on that kick.
Galen looks to pass out here. That one's kicked out of midfield. Looking for Arena, but bounces wide to Crane.
Chased down by Elena Furch. Intercepted by Lexi Portia.
Interesting decision there by Knights to get Christensen some rest. As soon as she makes a great pass, she'll come out to take a breather here as we reach the 12-minute mark in this first half here. Thrown out by the Vikings. Ball on the right side. Looks to cross, and that one's behind the goal as Gillen will kick it out.
Looks like Pete will be taking the free kick for the Knights here.
Jacob, tell us how important this next goal is when it comes, and if it comes in the regular time. How big this goal is for a momentum boost here as it's tied at 1 apiece here in this first half.
Whoever scores this next goal will have a lead, most likely heading into the second half, which will be important because they will need to keep momentum going into that half.
Foul called there by Elementary. 2 awarded to Elementary. Miller looks to kick it out here. Knights seem to have some sort of offensive hope here as already putting 1 on the board, but chance here to take the lead here. Officials are clearing some things here as we wait to kick out here. As the officials come over to the house side to talk things over here. Both sides get a little breather here as we've already reached 30 minutes into this one. Hopefully we'll be underway shortly for the rest of this first half. Looks like there's a problem with some sort of subs here as we look to get things underway here. As the Vikings will make a sub here as number 21, Natalie Jackson, comes out. Official comes over to talk to Mr. Olwick here.
Looks like there's a miscommunication on who was subbing in and out for the Vikings.
"11 minutes to go in this one. Whistle gives a blow. We are underway. Ball's cleared there by number 3, Kennedy Linhauer. Rutherford clears it. That one's taken in by number 0, Riley Griffith, the keeper. That one's over to Shaw. Shaw moves up the attacking. Looks for Anthony, but unable to get that one. Good cut there, and foul's called right at the midfield. Jackson clears back. As there's a foul called on Matthew there. It looks like she was up on her defender there. As Jackson will kick it out here. The through ball is there. Looks like she's onside. Chances for the Hal Vikings to make this one a 2-1 lead here. Looks for the cross. And that's taken in by the keeper. Furch will look to kick it out here. Signals for the kick here. That one's taken in. That's cleared by Furch here. Vikings win the header. Steiger with the ball to Linhauser. Linhauser crosses. As McKenna Davis gets her foot in there to stop that one. As Furch comes in. Miller at the contact. Miller upset with that one as she was on the attack there. Miller kicks short to Shaw. Shaw looks to Furch. Not unable to get that one. There's a mishap there as the ball is cleared out by the Vikings, and the Knights will retain possession.
And for the Vikings, number 20, Catherine Eiler. And for the Knights, number 8, Julia Christensen.
Christensen comes back into this one as she's taken the spot of Courtney Arena. Throw in here by the Knights by Davis. Davis throws right into the Howell defender. Davis looks to the cross, and that one's cleared out to the midfield. Pass there to Furch. Furch looks to Christensen, but unable to get that one.
The Knights should really keep feeding Brenna Rutherford here tonight because she is the leading goal scorer for this Knights team with 7 goals on the season so far with that goal that they had earlier tonight. And she's also leading the team in points with 15 so far this season.
And it has to be the same person. Like if she passes somebody and that person messed up, it's close. Oh, okay.
50-50 ball here on the Howell Vikings attack. Whistle's called there. Looks to be a kick by the Vikings with 5:45 left to play in this one. Chance for the Vikings to take the lead here in this one.
Cross in by Lexi Portia.
Look for a nice high ball, hoping to get ahead on it to put this one bottom of the net. They go short here. Christensen's all over that one. Molly Scott with the ball. And that one's won by the Vikings. It's through. That one's out of play as Gillen will kick it.
Free kick or goal kick awarded to the Knights. It looks like Pete will be taking it.
You sound like me. I'm always looking at something. You know, I'm blaming my wife. She usually, if I can't find something, she puts me. Yeah. I know that feeling.
Pete looking for a target here. Signals. Nice header there by Christensen as that one's easily settled by the opposing team.
So I'm like, I went straight from baseball to the Y, and I changed there.
Vikings ball here.
I picked up the Y. So she didn't get by there, and sure enough, it was there. I was putting her for it this time. Yeah, so she was just conditioned up there. She was a you Blame me again. You will not be able to
Cleared by Megan Crane.
yes.
Looks to take the strike, and that one's a little roller. No problem for the Knights.
After enough thinking,
Easy pickup for Gillen as she feeds the ball to Shaw.
Shaw looks on the attack.
I did something.
Shaw up the field, past Rutherford, and that one's out of play.
I don't know if I told you this before, but you know how us old people, every once in a while, we'll be
Christensen all over that one. Looks to regain possession. Cross there. Molly Scott on that one. Good ball one there by Scott as Miller looks to kick it out here right at the midfield with 3 minutes to go.
By the time I picked up my pen to go write it down, I'd forgotten it. So, so long lost the line.
Looks like it'll be one of the few opportunities towards the end of this half. That one's scorched by Miller, and that one's saved by Griffith. Griffith with the high ball. Anthony looks to take the ball away. Portia clears it back. Back out to Eiler. Miller to Manthony. Manthony turns. No call there. She gets pummeled to the floor as Miller stops. Back to Shaw. Shaw looks for the chip. As Griffith easily gets that one.
He's a prepper, too, so it's one of those where he doesn't come up with the gun.
Kick out there. Missed headers by both sides as Crane clears that one. One by Furch. Good header by Davis. Another header by the Vikings. She looks on the wing. That one's kicked out there as some missed calls. Knights are not happy so far in this one as we get a minute and a half left. Manthony comes in to win that one as Shaw clears it. Attackers get back to position, see if they can get something go with right a minute left in this one. That one's out by Christensen. The throw in by Ewer. And that one's kicked out as the Vikings will regain possession.
Under a minute left in this half. The Knights really need to start picking up their defensive and offensive.
Yes, indeed, Jacob. They do need to pick up on offense if they want any chance in this one as the ball is miskicked by Christensen. One by Scott. Scott with the poke. Contact there as Furch gets it. Now she falls. Flags in favor of the Vikings. And that will take us to the end of this first half here. As the Vikings and the Francis North Knights are tied at 1 apiece here. Good 40 minutes of soccer here and another 40 to be played after the break. We'll be back shortly to bring you second half action of the Francis Vikings versus your Francis North Knights.
last year, James Wershing and Grant Argent, they asked me if I wanted to be a junior rep, and I was like, I don't know if I can handle it, but at the same time, I felt like for me to be a leader in this school, that was one route I could take. I basically advise everyone. Last year, it was like two reps plus a junior rep, but this year, I've kind of changed things, and I have a lot more people running Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, and word gets out a lot better than it did last year. So I basically advise everybody. It makes me want to come to school. I feel like I have a place in the school, and the Goonies is a good way to rally up our sports teams and ultimately try to lead them to success. Run all the chants and so last year I basically ran a lot of the things that we did and basically tell everyone and make up the themes for the games and stuff. So.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sports Break with Jake. This week I'll be talking about Tiger Woods' recent victory in the Masters, and I'll be bringing on Cole Sherman to talk about if college athletes should be paid. This past weekend, Tiger Woods took on the Masters at Augusta National Golf Course. This past weekend, Tiger shot more aggressively than he does in the past because he realized that he needed to keep up with these younger guys, and he ended up shooting 14 under par in this tournament. And many other golfers look up to him because he is such a great guy and he is a mentor to all these other players. This past weekend, he received his 5th green jacket, which is his 15th major tournament victory. And many people are asking, is Tiger back? And I think that Tiger Woods is back, and I think he's here to stay, and he's going to be on top for this sport for a while because he is one of the most experienced players in this sport. I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited to see Tiger back because I used to watch him whenever I was younger, and he used to be such a great player back in the day, and with this recent slump that he has lately, it is nice to see him back performing at a high level. A couple weeks ago, Virginia's men's basketball team won the national championship, which brought a close to March Madness. With all the revenue that they bring in, the question comes up, should college athletes be paid? And I'm going to bring in Cole Sherman to talk about that.
Hey guys. So, 60% of D1 and D2 athletes don't get scholarships. This leaves 4 of every 10 college athletes to be left with having to pay normal tuition.
On top of having to train year-round for their sport, athletes also have to balance their classes.
This leads to an ultimate stress level of having to deal with team activity and work in the classroom.
The NCAA brings in more than $1 billion a year just from the tournament.
This revenue is all brought in due to the players and them who are putting on the show at no cost. And as goes for us two here, we both believe that college athletes should be paid.
Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to check out Emily Hood's The Hood Report and Dylan Lauer's Hour with Lauer tomorrow.
And make sure to check out my recent boys golf story on FHN Game Day.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Hey guys, welcome to an Hour with Lauer. Well, actually, it's only a couple of minutes. Today, we'll be talking about the boys varsity volleyball team and their recent game against Francis House Central, Athlete of the Week, and a look at some scores from this week. The boys volleyball team headed to Francis House Central after taking a stunning loss to Fort Zumwalt West 5 days prior. The Knights were in a very competitive set to start the match with the Spartans, but ended with Avery Ward hitting that dump to take that 25-23 victory in the first set, but sadly got dominated in the second set, 25-13. But this didn't seem to shake the Knights at all as they pulled themselves together and captured the win 25-22, defeating the Spartans and improving to 10 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties on the season. Next, this week's Athlete of the Week will be going to a new record holder here at Francis Howell North, and she goes by the name of Heavenly Nichols. The girls were down 6-11 with 18 minutes to go in the game when Heavenly Nichols put the team on her back, scoring 7 straight goals. But sadly, the girls still fell to Howell, 13-14. But Heavenly shattered Brianna Schmidt's previous record by scoring 10 goals in a single game. There is endless possibilities for this junior. Finally, we will now be going over some scores and some games that have happened throughout this week. So let us go to the graphic right here and show you that tennis defeated Howell 8-1. Oh my goodness, domination! Love to see that and love to beat Howell. And again, the girls lacrosse team were on a comeback against Parkway Central but fell short, yet again losing 12-11. And
first 2 away games to go up early in the series. However, once the Blues returned to St. Louis, things got a little more shaky as they lost their 2 home games and the series was tied at 2-2 after Game 4. Now, the story of this series has got to be Jaden Schwartz. In Game 5, the Blues were down 2-0 away at Winnipeg as they headed into the 3rd period. Ryan O'Reilly and Braden Shen scored 2 goals to tie the game up in the 3rd period, and with 15 seconds left, Jaden Schwartz scored the game-winning goal to win Game 5 for the Blues and put them at a 3-2 series lead. And to follow up that amazing performance in Game 5, the Blues ended up clinching the series and winning Game 6 after a hat trick from Jaden Schwartz. Now, in their second round matchup against Dallas, the Blues will have home ice advantage and did beat Dallas in their last playoff matchup in 2016 in 7 games. Guys, this is like my last chance to cover the Blues winning the Stanley Cup in Hood Report. I'm not jinxing anything. I'm not jinxing anything. But please. And that is all the stories that we have for you this week. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Hood Report. We've got one more week left on our FHN Today TV show, so I hope you all have enjoyed them this past year. And make sure to check out Sports Break with Jake tomorrow here on FHN Today TV. I hope you all have a great week.
hey guys, welcome to an hour with Lauer. Well, actually, it's only a couple of minutes. Today, we'll be talking about the Varsity girls lacrosse team and their recent game against Holt. Every time North has beat Howell this year, and a look at who's going to state. The Varsity girls lacrosse team was looking to win their 2nd game in a row for the first time this season. And the girls blew the game wide open in the first half of play, outscoring the Indians 8-2. And the second half wasn't as exciting as both teams were just trading back and forth blows. Both teams scoring 6 in the half, and that led to a Knights dub 14-8, with the girls improving to 6-8 on the season. Next, we will now be talking about all the times that North bested Howell. In the fall, softball was first to take them down 7-5, and then girls volleyball took them down 2-0, ending their 10-year losing streak. In the winter, girls swim put the work on them, and girls basketball not only beat them once, but twice, getting that season sweep over our much hated rivals. In the spring, boys volleyball beat them twice, and boys tennis decimated them 8-1. You know,
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. The game is tied 1-1 going into the second half. 5 seconds remain until we start. Cole, what do the Knights have to do if they want to extend their win streak to 4 wins for the remainder of this game?
Well, it's going to sound simple, but you just got to score goals. You got to give opportunities to the offensive, such as Julia Christensen and Brenna Rutherford. Continue to feed them the ball and get something going here. We saw a great attack by sophomores Christensen and Rutherford, so we'll see if that continues. And also another thing is defense mid are going to have to do a big job of keeping the ball out of the Howell attacking as we get ready to get things underway here in the second half, as the Vikings will start off with the ball here.
As you said, Christensen and Rutherford, 2 key players that the Knights need to keep feeding the ball to, because those 2 are both leading this team in points.
Vikings came out with a big attack there as they just booted that one down to the field, looking for something. That ball's out there. And throw in by the Knights as Manthey looks to throw. Looks to attack off that one. Look for Abby Miller, and that one's not there as Vanek gets in. 50-50 ball, and that's won by the Vikings as Davis clears out. Rutherford turns. Air right there as Rutherford wins the ball back as she looks to Christensen. Christensen turns, looks to Miller. Miller up the ball to the Knights. And that is taken up. Missed opportunity there.
The Knights are coming off of wins against Parkway Central, which was a 3-1 victory, Troy Buchanan, which was a 2-1 victory, and Fort Zumwalt East with a 5-0 victory.
Good wins for the Knights and GAC action there, and this will be another big one if they can get this one, as they lost to them in the first part of the season. More chemistry, and we'll see if that plays out here as we have a 1-1 tie here in the second half.
Always a good rivalry matchup to see some Knights and Howell Viking action.
Good cut by Miller. Miller on the attack. That's into Hamilton. Hamilton looks, crosses back. And that one's taken in by the Vikings defender as they look to clear there. Out to the wing. Manthey looks to make a move. She misses there, and that one's intercepted by Davis. Davis to Arena. Arena looks to Hamilton. That one's cleared. Back to Manthey. Look for the offsides, but nothing's called there as the defense was a little frozen there as Knights play on to Christensen. Contact there, no call. That one's intercepted there. As Christian looks to win the ball back. Sliding tackle there, is unable to get the ball, and if she's on, there's an offensive tack here. Looks for the cross, but Furch is there to clear that one. .50 ball. Hamilton wins that one. She can get this one to Christensen. They have a big shot and missed opportunity there as Portia clears. Good ball there. Duggan with the cross. Looking. She gets up and still plays on. And that one's cleared by Shaw. Vanek looks as Christian comes to help. Christian gets up back on her feet here to Vanek. Vanek on the wing, back to Christensen. Nice 1-2 there. Look in the middle of the field. Good pass there to Arena. Christensen regains possession here. Out to Rutherford. Rutherford wins the ball back to Hamilton. Hamilton strikes. That one takes a weird hop there, but no problem for Riley Griffith. Knights offensive possession there for the Knights, and they continue to do that. Put some pressure on the Vikings to get something going here in the second half. So that one's to Miller.
This Knights team is looking very great offensively here, starting out in the second half, applying more pressure in the offensive zone, and not really giving the Vikings an opportunity to get anything going down in their own defensive zone.
Bunton with the unforced error there, but another clear by the Vikings as that one's headed around as Manthey looks for the big ball there to Christensen. Christensen on the run. Knights have their first corner kick of the night. See if they can get something off of this one.
Looks like Vanek with the corner kick.
Look for Christensen to get ahead on this one. Six minutes into the second half here. Vanek signals with the kick there. That's low and short. Arena with the turn kick. And that one's out of play as Vanek will regain possession for another corner kick. Vanek looks for another opportunity. Kick in and scored by Christensen to take the lead, 2-1. That's a great pass by Vanek as it sneaks its way through the Vikings defense to give the Knights a lead.
That was a good goal by Christensen, which you called, Cole. That brings her to 5 goals on the season.
Christensen with a great goal there to give the lead.
Scored by number 22, Abby Miller.
Throw-in awarded to the Vikings. Looks like Casey will be taking this one. Free kick. Casey with the free kick. Nice high ball in the middle of the offensive zone. Davis trying to clear it. Kicked right to Jessica Gillen with an easy pickup there. Drop kicked out to Arena. Out to Miller.
Rutherford on the attack. Good ball there as Shaw looks to stop the offense for Howell.
Good defensive clearance by Shaw there, showing off quite a bit of pace and on-ball defense.
We reached the 30-minute mark left in this second half here as the Knights have a 2-1 lead so far. Great action here from Francis Howell North.
Goals,
Vikings look to corner.
goals scored earlier by Brenna Rutherford and Abby Miller.
And that kick is a squibbler in there at the corner. Unfortunate break there by the Knights. Unexpected goal there, and it looks to take a weird bounce, and that ties things at 2.
Couple unfortunate breaks here for the Knights. The Knights really need to clean up their mistakes, as both of their mistakes have been quite costly here in this game.
Yeah, it looks like the ball there was just hit in by a defender there, and we'll see what they rule that one, whether it's an own goal or goal by the corner kicker.
Viking goal scored by number 10, Rachel Jackson.
And they give it to Rachel Jackson for the goal, as things are tied up at 2 here at Howell North. Good ball there. And that one's high and away by Arena. Here comes the corner kick. Header by Shaw.
That goal brings Jackson to 1 goal on the season.
Ball there, and that one's settled. One tapper, and that one's shot out of bounds. Another kick out by the Vikings. We'll see if the Knights can continue to apply this pressure on the defensive Howell. Kick short. Good header there by Miller. Christensen finds Miller. Good pass there. Miller back out to Arena. Arena's pass deflected as she finds Shaw there. Shaw looks to Bria Hamilton. Miller out. Finds Vanek. Vanek with the header, and that one's wide there. She didn't get clear contact on that one, as we have another clear corner, free kick for the Vikings. That one's easily headed by Miller. Good header to Vanek on the wing. Vanek crosses to Hamilton. Hamilton with the shot. Clear to Christensen for the goal. Great ball by Hamilton. She finds Christensen.
That now brings Christensen on to 5 goals on the season.
Howell North goal scored by number 8, Julia Christensen. The assist to Bria Hamilton.
Matthew with the clear.
Good.
Good.
Through. Throw in awarded to the Vikings. Looks like Casey will be taking this one out to number 6. Sventino.
Good slide by Vanek. That ball's out, and the Howell Vikings will retain possession. Looks like there'll be some subs in. Samantha and Furch will get ready to check in for the Knights. Bunton out to the midfield. That ball's long as the Knights will take the free kick here with 26 to go.
The Knights really need to bring back that great defense that they are showing off at the beginning of this half, because it looks like they're lacking a little bit back there, and they're just kind of letting the Vikings through and giving them a few scoring opportunities.
Yes, indeed, as Christensen takes a break here after a big goal to take the Knights on top of this one.
In for Christensen and Hamilton is Ella Manthe and Elena Furch.
Good header there to Vanek. If she cannot save that one, good effort there by the Knights.
Looks like Portia will be taking the throw-in for the Vikings.
Looks like the Vikings have very few seniors on this roster, as there's good ball by Furch. Furch finds Manthe. Oh, she's offsides there.
Few people expressing their emotions, as didn't look like it was offsides here up in the press box, but you don't know what the officials see down there. Just got to take their word for it.
Yes, indeed, as good ball out there, as number 23, Riley Casey, will regain possession for the Vikings. Up to Steiger. First chases. Vikings look to take the offensive here. Shaw clears. Rutherford clears to Furch. Good header there by the Vikings. A little back and forth action here, as no team can get clear possession here, make anything happen.
Knights really need to start picking up on the defensive side of the ball, because they have not seen much action in the Vikings half this half so far.
Rutherford chases. Pass deflected as Rutherford regains possession. Good ball there to Furch. Furch cuts back. Pass there to Arena. That one's cleared by the Vikings. Christensen coming back into this matchup along with number 4 Casey Galkowski. Looks like Vanek will take a break.
They're taking out Paige Vanek and Courtney Arena.
Vanek doing a good job so far on the wing to get the Knights moving both offense and defensively. Crane looks to header. Davis fights for that one. That one's miskicked. That one's fired back as the pace comes to the Vikings. Kenny Linhauser looks to cross, and that one's taken up by the Vikings. As good touch there by Olivia Bunton. And that one's cut up by Jessica Gillen. Good touch there by Lexi Porsche. Header there by Miller. Porsche and Manthe going at it. Ab Miller wins that ball as it will fall out, and Knights will take possession.
With just under 22 minutes left here in the half, the score is 3-2 in favor of your Francis Howell North Knights.
That one's headed out there, and we'll continue to Knights ball here as Manthe looks to throw. Little contact there as the ball comes out, as it looks like there will be a free kick by the Vikings.
And for the Vikings, number 21, Natalie Jackson.
In for the Vikings is number 21, Natalie Jackson, taking off number 10.
Header by Galkowski. Bunton looks for the throw. It looks like she stepped over the line there, as the Knights will take possession there. Looks like they weren't ready, so Vikings will get a rethrow right around the midfield here. Settled by Jackson as Jackson looks up. Here comes the pace for Savitina. 50-50 ball for the defense. And that one's cleared by Crane. Christensen finds Rutherford. Manthe wins that ball. Falls down, no call there. Howell continues on the offensive. Calling for the ball is Shaw as she's on the race. Miller tries to find Manthe, and that one's gonna go out of bounds for Vikings ball.
Goal kick awarded to the Vikings. Looks like number 22, Lexi Porsche, will be taking this one for them.
Settled by Kokowski. Knight's ball there. Crane with the throw to Furch. Good touch there by Furch. Kokowski gets the ball here. She looks to do something to Manthe. And that ball is deflected out of bounds as the Knights will keep possession.
Good use of the defensive there by Manthe.
Yes, indeed.
To use that defensive player to kick the ball out of bounds, to give the Knights some time to set up in their offensive zone.
Looks like Davis will throw in here for the Knights. Gokowski scrambles to get open. And that one's looked for Furch, but settled there. Rutherford looks for the ball. Christensen wins that one. And looks that will set up a corner kick for the Knights. Great hustle there by Christensen to get the Knights an opportunity to extend the lead to 4. Here comes the corner here. Good ball there. Unable to convert on that great ball as Knights collide. But the ball will stay with the Knights.
It was a nice high cross there by Christensen.
Yes, indeed here. 50-50 ball. Shaw doing a great job on defense as Knights surround. That one's cleared by the Vikings.
Knights playing very good defense there, trapping that Vikings player in the corner so they can't really do much with the ball except kick it out of bounds. Crane tries to feed it down the line, but no one there.
Good settle by Miller. Good ball won by Crane. Crane fakes the ball here, and that one's called. This seems to get a little ankle wrapped up in that kick, and looks like Six is talking, making sure things are all right as we continue play with 16 minutes to go. 17 called for just a warning there. Keep things friendly here as Miller with the kick. Good header there by Christensen. That one's taken in by the freshman, Griffith. Nice high kick there as Miller gets the head on that one. Crane looks for Rutherford. Rutherford back out to Shaw here. Shaw looks to use her speed down the line. Courtney Arena comes into the night as she takes senior captain Abby Miller's spot. Throw in by the Knights. Rutherford looks to get something going. That one's kicked out. It'll stay in play. Good, nice passes here as Christensen regains possession. Looks for Anthony. That one's taken out.
Advantage played for the Vikings.
Bunton looks to do something there, but unable to get anything as the clear comes from the North Knights as Anthony looks to pass out here to Gokowski to Christensen. Christensen finds Rutherford down the field as we reach the 14-minute mark here. Shaw missed pass there. The ball is looked up to Bunton. Bunton settles. Looks for teammates on the offense. Good ball there to number 4, Bolshoi. Bolshoi with the cross. Christensen's right on that one to Davis with the clear. Anthony looks to put a move on him. Stumbling to stay on her feet is Kenny Lindhauser there. Kick comes in by the Knights. Christensen looks to pass that one out. She breaks the defender. She's on the run. Anthony uses her speed, try to get to that one. Ball won by Gokowski. Gokowski with the shot. Big deflection there by Kelsey Kehoe to prevent that one from finding the back of the net. And it looks to be a corner kick now for the Knights.
Number 11, Paige Manning. Number 18, Bria Hamilton. And number 25,
Vanek, Hamilton, and Miller in for the Knights, taking out Furch, Rutherford, and Manthe.
Look to see these three girls get a little break here as we reach 12 minutes to go in this one. Save them for the big crucial moments at the end of this one if needed. Things get tight as the corner comes in.
This is where the last goal came from the Knights, off of a Vanek cross to Christensen for the goal.
Vanek crosses again. Back out to Vanek. Vanek crosses it out to Miller. To Shaw. Looks for something there. She decides to rip that one, and that one's deflected by the defender. She regains possession here. Good ball there, but unable to find Hamilton to get the little tap in to make this one a 4-2 lead.
It's like number 12, Kehoe, will be taking the free kick for the Vikings here.
Bunton settles, finds Duggan. Howe with the offense, but cleared by Shaw. Miller looks for the free kick. That one's ripped down the line. And that one's out of bounds as Christian looks to get something going, but the Knights will regain possession.
Looks like Shaw will be taking this throw in for the Knights at around the 10-yard line.
You know, Jacob, these games like these, close, really gets you prepared for districts. And how do you think the Knights will take this one as they get ready for districts coming up in just a couple of weeks? Because then it's win or go home.
I think the Knights, if they manage to win this game and win out the rest of the season, they will be carrying in some really good momentum because they have 3 more games left in the season, so that'll be a 7-game winning streak if they manage to win out the rest of the season, and that'll be some great momentum heading into districts.
Corner kick comes in.
Which they would really need in order to be able to repeat district championships.
Rutherford subbed in by Galkowski as the freshman comes out after getting solid minutes today. Vanek.
Good play by Vanek to keep that ball in play in the offensive zone.
And that one's cleared by the Vikings as Bunton settles that one. Good ball there, but Davis is there to feed it out back to Miller. Settled by Bunton. Good ball there. That's in. Zoe Houston looks for the strike. And that one's in for football, but we're not playing football. Good opportunity there for the Vikings, but unable to get the goal. But great attack there by Houston. As Furch gets ready to kick it out.
Good defensive play there by Vanek.
Portia was looking up to do something with that one, but unable to get anything to go for. Portia will throw it in again. called there as Braden Brown was looking to get something going for the Vikings.
She fouled Karen Pete along the way, awarding a free kick for the Knights. Looks like Miller will be taking this one.
Look for the Knights to play a little conservative here as things get down to crunch time. They have the 1-goal lead. How do you think this will come in as they get ready to look to close this out? Kicks there by Miller.
If the Knights are able to close this out, I think it'd be a great victory considering they lost to this team earlier in the year. But as long as they keep up this really good defense and really solid offense ran by the sophomores of this team.
Yes, indeed, as sophomore Christensen settles it and looks to turn midfield. Christian finds Arena, who goes back to Hamilton. Hamilton finds Arena. Rutherford, excuse me. And that one's called for offsides.
Looks like Rutherford was showing off a little bit too much pace there. She was clearly offsides by about like 2 yards.
Yeah, that 2 yards makes a big difference there because she's able to stay on there. Knights get a 4-2 lead. That one's headed by Bunton. Shaw finds Christensen. Christian unable to get that one, but regains possession is Shaw. Rutherford with a nice little knee settle there. As it's out to Brown. Brown on the wing. That one's taken by the Knights. That one's just cleared. Big clear there as the whistle's called here. A little confusion by the players. We reached the 4-minute mark here at Howell North. Here comes the ball here. Good touch there. And that one's trying to flick, and that one's wide. And looks like there's a call here. This is a crucial corner. Big opportunity here for the Vikings to notch things up at 3. With the cross. And that one shanked wide.
Goal kick awarded to the Knights. Looks like Karen Pete will be taking this one.
The Knights can get it on their attacking side just to keep things neutral and stall it out for the last 3 minutes here. They'll come home. Victory.
Which will extend their win streak to 4 games.
Yes, indeed. Keep nice short passes here. As back to Arena.
Just under 3 minutes left here to play.
As here comes the pace by Christensen. See if they can get something to go here. As it's kicked out by Griffith, but stayed by Rutherford. Miller regains possession. Nice pass there. They had Buscelli on the wing, but unable to find her as Bunton clears it up. If she's on, this is a big chance for the Vikings. Contact, no call.
Good defense stop by
Resettles.
Pete.
That's a big break by the Knights As looks like there's a injured here by Pete. As they stop things here just for a second as 2 minutes remain. As Bunton gets ready for the corner. This may be one of the last opportunities for the the Vikings to tie things up here. Signal, here it comes. It's short. Contact was made by Vanek. Crowd didn't like that one, but as the ball stays in bounds here. Rutherford just clears that one here. A minute and a half remain in this one.
This Knights team is playing pretty good offensively, but defensively they're getting a few lucky breaks because the Vikings have had a couple missed opportunities, which looks like they should have scored as they kick it out the back of the end zone. Goal kick awarded for the Knights. Karen Pete will be taking this one.
1 minute remains in this one. Knights are in no hurry here.
Trying to chew up as much time as possible as we are under a minute now with 42 seconds left remaining in this game.
Big ball here if the Vikings cannot win this one. Whistle called here. And that looks to be the dagger as the Knights will regain possession with under 30 seconds to go. Big kick here just to give no chance for them to come down.
Trying to chew up as much time as possible with 20 seconds now remaining in this game. I doubt the Vikings will be able to get the ball down the field in time for another scoring opportunity, so that looks like the end of this game.
I've seen crazier things happen here as balls in midfield. You never know at this stage, and big ball cleared out here midfield. And that's the ball game here at Francis Howell North as the Francis Howell North Knights take the 3-2 victory against rival Francis Howell. Jacob, tell us what are some key things as the Knights come home happy with that one.
Some key things that happened in that game is that the sophomores took control of the offensive zone with Julia Christensen and Brenna Rutherford scoring goals at one point in this game. And defensively, they played pretty good. They just had a couple of mistakes that costed them the 2 goals that were given up. But altogether, I think it was a very well game played by the Knights.
Yes, indeed. Knights, great match there. Vikings are unable to take that one, but they will look to get their revenge on May 9th as they travel to Kirkwood to take on the Kirkwood Pioneers. As goes for the Knights, they will take on tomorrow Zumwalt South tomorrow here at Francis Howell North. And that concludes our live stream here at Francis Howell North. Make sure to tune in tomorrow as your varsity girls soccer team takes on the Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs, as that will be our last stream this year pending district signings. But last regular season matchup for the Knights here. I'm your announcer, Cole Sherman, along with Jacob Delaney, along with Wesley Harden, Lexi Davis, and Maddie Schnoll, as we conclude things here in Carson Ramirez. Thank you for watching, and make sure to tune in tomorrow. See ya.
Peace.